Hi guys, welcome to Nine Links. This is your host, Alex. Last video that I did on basement plants, I told you was the last video I will do in the basement till I move all the plants outside. Apparently I lied. I'm gonna squeeze this video in before I move everything out. So why I'm doing this video? This video, it's perfect time to tell you that if you're doing any kind of air layering, it's not a method of propagation. You should do so during the springtime when the plants are actively growing. Now the plant that I'm going to do the propagation, air layer propagation, is on white Champaca. Last time I did a video on it and it was a success, but I cut it off too early, so it it died. But so I learned from the lesson, from my mistake, and try to do better this time. So I thought about doing this maybe after I move the white Champaca outside and start doing the air layering propagation. But then I come down here in the past about a week and I looked around. I was like, wow, the white Champaca is putting out a lot of new leaves. It's growing really, really fast. And if you compare a couple of videos ago, I did an update on the white Champaca to now, you can see there are a lot of new leaves coming out and very green, very, very brand new leaves. So it's telling me the plant has gone into a growth mode. That means if I do air layering right now, it's acceptable. When it's growing season, they tend to put more, if I remember correct terms, kind of plant hormone or something outside their outer layer. So when you do the air layering, you particularly cut the outside layer and surround it with contents, so forcing the outside layer to grow roots into the new contents. Right now, it's growing season. It's the best way to do it right now. If you live in a different zone, you can do it too. If you live in tropical zone, you can do it anytime you want. But for me, my zone, there's a very strict range of time period I can do the air layering, and the before weather outside gets really cold, I have to bring them in. And this time, I'm going to try something different. The method from last time stays the same. You made a cutting, I'll put some sphagnum moss on it and then surround it with plastic wrap and then and close it off with the aluminum foil. It's the same. I'll go over the process later. Right now, I'm just going to tell you, we're going to do 3 different air layering this time. And this time, they won't be the same branch. I'm going to do a big branch, kind of like this one right up here. Big branch, probably a year old or 2. And then I'm going to do one with a green branch like this. That's probably a year, right here, this year-old branch. And then I'm going to do a small one right here, like this. So this time we'll have 3 branches. One is big, one is medium, and one is small. I wanted to see if there's a correlation between the branch size to the success of air layering. I'm pretty sure there is, but I'm going to try. If I can get all 3 to work, hey, that's even better. And throughout the process, from now to maybe, I don't know, maybe September, I'll keep checking on it. Maybe certain branch size will grow roots faster than the certain other size. So we'll see, but it's a nice little experiment. So now back to the air layering. These are the material I'm just going to use. It's very straightforward. You have a cutting knife, something to cut, something sharp, and guys, make sure to be careful when you do that. It's, safety reason. Then I have these strings to tie up both ends. So I'm planning on doing 3 cuttings. We'll see, 3 cuttings, 2 at each end, so about 6. I did a little extra string there just in case. And then aluminum foil and a tray. Later I'm going to dump some rainwater in there and put some sphagnum moss in there. And you guys probably know that already. I'm a huge fan of this New Zealand sphagnum moss. They're very easy to work with and very clean. And then I have just a regular full wrapper to wrap around the cut section. All right. All right, guys. First branch I picked is the top one. It's I'll call this a big branch. And just made a small cutting right there and got my sphagnum moss ready. Just applied it over like that and just gonna seal it off. Okay, make sure when when you do the cutting, air layering section, make it clean, no green lines in between the skins. Make sure skin's totally off, because if there is any kind of green skin left on there, what it does is that later it will try to reach from the other end to that end to the green skin, and it won't give you air laying result. It will basically heal the wound and be a regular branch again. So we want it to, the branch in the middle still provide water. We want to cut those off, and it will force them to form roots out from these cuttings. Okay, anyway, back to wrapping. Okay guys, all air layer sections done and good to go. Got them all wrapped up. So instead of doing 3, I actually did 4. I have 2 strings left, and so I thought about, you know, more air layer, more chance of success, I guess. This one is the biggest one, the branch I use. It has the mini growth on top on that side. So rule of thumb is that actually you're supposed to cut off these smaller ones, so there won't be a lot of stress on the cut area. I'm gonna just leave it as it is, and you know, in the worst case, this whole branch dies off and I just cut it off. It's, yeah, there are a lot of growth up there. I can probably do a lot of air layer up there too, but it's okay. Like I say, this plant's so far been growing really well in my care, and they recover really fast too. Okay, anyway, back to the size. This one's the biggest branch, and then we move over here. This one is the branch lower than that one. It's a lot smaller. Well, not a lot smaller, just smaller. And then we have up here, it's smaller than this one. So if I were to rank, like, that one probably about, the big one probably about 4 years, this one probably about 2.5, and this one probably about 2. And then we have another one over here, right here. This one, it's small, so I would say about 1 year. So I have 4 different air layer sections and 4 different size of branch. So I'll try to keep you guys up to date over time. Oh, and the last thing to do is just wrap them up in aluminum foil to prevent sunlight from direct sunlight going in. In the basement, it's not a big deal, but I still need to wrap them around. So we'll give it, last time, my first video, when I did it, I talked about give it about 3 months, 3 or 4 months. Scratch that. It usually takes a lot longer in my region. I don't know why, but just what I'm gonna do right now is that I don't care how much time I'm gonna give it. I'm just gonna put it out there, and by the time, if I want to move it to the basement this year, like around like maybe September or October, I'll go and check those. And if, you know, of course, throughout the whole summer, I'll check them too. In case they do grow a lot of roots, then it's time for propagation and repotting into cut them and pot into separate pots. Okay, that's it for today. All right, I'll see you guys later. Take care.